name is Monique Potter.
And what area do you live in, Monique?
I live in Bushy Heath in Hertfordshire, but I'm on the tube line.
Okay, you're on the tube line, that's great.
For Edgware or Stanmore, I'm fine, I can get anywhere.
Okay, and tell us about your most recent advert that you produced. What were you doing in it, and what did you most enjoy about that?
I was a mother of a child who had a friend who was a very naughty friend, and basically it was a CCTV gadget, and you put it up in your home, and then when you go out it links to your mobile, your tablet, all that kind of thing, so you can see if someone comes in, if someone, you know, is doing something they shouldn't be doing in the house. So it's basically just an ad where I was the mum setting up this thing, leaving the house, seeing that my son had an alert on my phone, seeing as my son had come back with his hideous friend, and so I had to literally race back in the car, 3-point turn, go home, and
save the day,
and literally save the child from being covered in paint. So yeah,
a bit of humour then.
It was, yeah, it was.
Good. Okay, thank you very much.
To the camera. Okay.
So tell us, what's your name?
My name's Heather Carter Drake.
And where are you living at the moment, Heather?
I'm living in Notting Hill Gate.
How lovely. And what would you say? I understand that you're quite good at crying in front of camera when it's required. And how do you get into that? What's the process?
When I first started acting, that's one thing I couldn't do, and then I got a tag that I use now to actually get me to the boiling limit, to keep it there, and I had to cry on something just recently, so I carry on thinking about really terribly sad things, cats dying, you know, when I stubbed my toe, anything to do with the family, because that will always bring on everything, and then you just have to keep it there. And I actually timed it so to one tear just dropped from the eye with no blinking or anything, all the while the director was going more intense, more intense, more intense. So it's all going on in the head and then being produced in the eyes.
That's fantastic. Thank you very, very much. What is your name?
Denise Waterman.
And Denise, what is it what was the last job you did, and what was it you most enjoyed about doing that job?
I actually did a promo for Sainsbury's, and it was great fun. I had to be a wife packing a car, and the husband wasn't helping at all, and I had to get really annoyed with the camera, which I found quite easy. As you can imagine, men are easy to wind up women, especially when they're not helping. They do that all the time.
That's great. Thank you very much. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Please.
Lorraine Brett.
Thanks, Lorraine. And Lorraine, what was the last job you did, and what did you enjoy most about that job?
My last job, I've got to think about that one. My last job was for modelling a uniform for Premier Inn at Heathrow, at one of the hotels there. And it was quite straightforward. We were just modelling a uniform that was proposed to be bought by Whitbread Group. So that was my last modelling job.
And what did you enjoy about that job?
It was quick.
That's absolutely fine. Thank you. Great.
My name is Claire Craze.
Great. And Claire, what was the last job you did, and what did you enjoy most about it?
Oh my goodness, the actual last job I did, and I'm not even making it up, was I was modelling for Dolce & Gabbana in Shanghai, and before that in Milan I was dancing for Dolce & Gabbana. And what did I enjoy about it? What do you not enjoy about that? It's amazing.
I think she's making it up.
Great.
I didn't, it's true, I promise. I got photos.
Okay, well that's quite enough. Thank you very much. That's great.
It's true.
Yeah.
Christine Holman.
Great, Christine. Tell me about the last job that you did and why you enjoyed it so much.
So I've just finished my last theatre job, which was a show called Return to the Forbidden Planet. It is a musical, a rock and roll musical set in space, so you know, very normal as you go. So I've been on a spaceship essentially for 6 months,
okay.
In a space uniform.
Sounds good. And what was your exact role in that?
I played the science officer, a somewhat stern lady with a mysterious past. Very much the strong lady of the play, of the show.
Great. And what is it you like about London so much?
What do I like about London? I like the diversity, the culture. At the moment, the weather, but that's not often we can say that. But yeah, I love the hustle and bustle of London. I love that there's always stuff going on, and I have loads of mates who live here, which helps.
That's very good. Thank you very much. That's it.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Chris. What's your name, please?
Sure, I'm Charlie Evans.
Thanks, Charlie. And can you tell us about the last job you have done in terms of acting and what you enjoyed about that?
Oh, the last job I did, oh gosh, let me think. It was actually the Volkswagen commercial. It was really good fun. We did it on the Top Gear race course, and I just had to be racing around. It was for a Volkswagen's got this new thing out called white lines, where if you sort of go near a white line, it kind of automatically moves itself in. So I was having an argument with my husband in the car because he was listening to the radio and he was, you know, his football team scored and he was really happy and really excited. I was telling him to be quiet, and obviously I lost direction and I kind of went into the white line and just sort of pulled us back. But it was just a really nice job. It was fun. It was really nice people on board, and it was, you know, it was always nice to see the end product. So yeah, that was my last one.
That's great. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great. Your name?
My name's Abby McLaughlin.
Abby McLaughlin, thank you very much. And Abby, tell us about the last job that you've just completed in relation to acting and what you enjoyed about it most.
Okay, well the very last thing I've just done was 12 days at Slade School of Art as part of an MA project for some graduating students there, and I was essentially a TV host for the 12 days on various projects, 2 days of which was all Shopping Channel style artwork, so it was live and improvised with sort of live direction coming from the artist herself, and essentially selling weird and wacky products as if they were practical. So sort of clay models entwined with string we were selling as maybe earring holders, perfect for what you needed to store your earrings on, or weird wonderful bottles with metal objects coming out were practice instruments for silent practice of a clarinet, that sort of thing. So it was very odd but a lot of fun.
Great, thank you very much. We're done.
Wow.
Hi there, my name is Amanda Lara Kay.
Okay, Amanda, and could you tell us what was the last job you did in terms of acting and why you enjoyed that so much?
At the moment I am playing the lead in Medea, in the play Medea, which is a Greek tragedy by Euripides at the London Theatre this week, so if you're up for a bit of theatre, we run till Sunday. And I'm actually in the middle of filming a feature film for Vampire Resurrection, where I'm playing the lead. So lots of exciting things going on.
And what did you enjoy so much about the Medea role that you're doing at the moment?
It's the most amazing role. A lot of famous actresses kill to do that role because firstly you've got to get yourself to a point where you want to kill your children. So to get to that emotional point is really sort of gut-wrenching, and to play that truthfully to the audience is hard, and just on top of that, the amount of text. I mean, I'm doing sort of 2-page, 7 monologues and 12 mini monologues, so there's a lot of text to deal with, but I like things that are challenging, so I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Great, thank you very much. Please.
Caro Breton.
Okay, Caro, and what was the last job you did, and tell me what really excited you about that?
The last job I did was on Wednesday. I was doing some role play for a dentistry suitability for training. So it's for the NHS, and I was impersonating a patient, and I had to be interviewed by a number of 17 actually. It was 17 dentists who were hoping to be recruited to learn restorative dentistry.
Wow, and what did you enjoy about that, Caro?
Well, I enjoyed, the thing that I enjoyed the most was the variety of candidates, and also it was kind of, you know, facilitating the selection process, which is important, I think, from a patient point of view, because these are people who are going to be fiddling about in somebody's mouths, and there were quite a few of them that I wouldn't have wanted to have as my dentist. And there were one or two who I was, oh, you know, they were so lovely that I just wanted them to immediately get the job. So it's the interesting thing, I think, from doing that kind of job is observing people and interacting with people.
Okay, thank you very much. What's your name?
Marion Keogh.
So Marion, could you tell us about the most recent acting job you've done and what you enjoyed most about that job?
I'm doing a comedy role. It's actually filming tomorrow, and I'm playing a rather snooty woman who has got, or is trying to get her claws into a recently widowed man, and it's very fun to play. Getting dressed up quite seductively. Yeah, and it's a really great team, so really looking forward to doing that. So early start tomorrow morning, up at 5:30, into hair and makeup at 7, so filming all day tomorrow.
That sounds very good. Thank you very much. That's it.
Orla Sanders.
Orla Sanders. And where are you from, Orla?
I'm originally from Dublin, Ireland, but I moved over to London in 2012, so I've been living in Clapham Junction since.
Very nice. And can you tell us about your last acting job and what you enjoyed most about that job?
Okay, it was amazing. Last Sunday I was a prisoner in this Civil War short film, and I was shot in the back of the head. So I had to spend the whole day in like army fatigues, and I was basically had this really great makeup where I'd been beaten up and I was bleeding, and they brought me out, and basically it was one scene that they were shooting for the whole day, and it was me being shot in the back of the head. So I had to get into like this incredibly emotional state where I was crying and in bits, and basically when they come up to shoot me in the back of the head, I had to hyperventilate. So it was one of the most challenging things, one of the most exciting things, to get myself into that state and be able to maintain that state for an entire day in a field in the roasting heat in Kent. But I did it, and I did an amazing job, and I got a round of applause from the crew and the other actors on set at the end of the day, so I was delighted.
Excellent, thank you very much.
I'm Angela Walters.
And where do you live, Angela?
I live in Essex, a place called Harlow, quite close to Epping.
Oh no, Harlow. Okay, and then tell us about your last acting job you did, Angela, and what did you enjoy most about undertaking that work?
My last acting job was on Monday. I'm in a play called So You Think I'm Crazy, and I have to play a mother who has a breakdown. Not a very positive role, but it is still good. So I play a mother who has a mental breakdown, so I have to speak to the audience, address them and let them know how distressing my life is, etc, etc. And then I break down and I burst out crying. So yes, I'm smiling because I'm crying, because I actually enjoy crying because I don't really cry. Yeah, I really enjoyed that role. That was to the psychiatrist of international something. It was at the ICC in Birmingham, and it was meant to be in front of about 2,000 people, but only 400 came because it was the first night and they were all tired and they wanted to go off. The one before that, I played a grandmother who's dying of cancer. So if I get away from the negative stuff, I'm actually in a web series called Dear Jesus, where I play a mother. And I basically own a West Indian takeaway Caribbean shop, and it's quite funny. It's quite a good role, that one. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Angela. That's great.
I do go.
It's Portia Boroff.
Okay, Portia. Could you tell us about the last acting job you did, Portia, and what was that? What you enjoyed most about doing that job?
I did a corporate job, and I also did a theatre job. They more or less coincided both at the same time. Both were brilliant, actually, and incredibly different. The corporate job was to do with safety on a building site, and it was just really interesting because I learned a lot of things that I didn't know about before. It was a pleasant group to work with, and yes, I had a nice little role. The theatre job that I did was a devised piece which was in Aylesbury, and we got the opportunity to do everything ourselves. So all the characters, all our thoughts, improvisations came from ourselves, and it was really successful. And it was just some short scenes that we all put together for 3 weeks, and it went very, very well. So yes, yeah.
That's great. Thank you very much, Portia. That's really good.
Okay.
Yes.
My name's Anna Rubin.
So Anna, could you tell me about the last acting job you did and why you enjoyed that so much?
Yes, I did a role for 50 Ways to Kill Your Lover for US Discovery, and that was fun. I played the friend of the main character, and that was a lot of fun. It was a day's shooting in a big house somewhere in Wimbledon, I can't remember, but it was lovely because I actually met up with lots of friends, well, 2 friends that I hadn't seen for a while who happened to be working on the same job. Yeah, so that's my last acting job.
That sounds great. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Anna, can you please tell us your name?
My name is Tony Brooks.
Thanks, Tony. And what was the last acting job you did, Tony, and what did you enjoy most about that?
Well, it was the theatre performance, a new piece of writing which I had originally done a reading for in a group that I belong to. It's an Equity new scriptwriters reading group, and he asked me to go along and do the part of Gillian, who is a nurse, kind of sort of schizophrenic type nurse, in that the play was kind of schizophrenic because the main character had visions of these people being slightly different, and also Nellie Dean, who was very rude, nothing like you would think about in Wuthering Heights. She's just totally different Nellie Dean. But that was great fun because it was at the Rosemary Branch Theatre. It was quite small and it was very intimate, and I like doing live performance, and I quite like ad-libbing as well. Not that I did in the play, but that sort of thing. So I quite like ad-libbing and thinking on my feet. I've done a lot of murder mysteries as well.
Great. Thank you very much.
Is that it?
That's all you need to do.
Right.
And we will be back to you. Could you tell us your name, please?
My name is Mary Robinson.
And Mary, what was the last acting job that you completed, and what did you enjoy about that job?
Well, I suppose the last one that I can actually think of was The Last Flag. I really enjoyed that because I love the presenters for that one, and I was a guest of Alan Brooker, and it was just a lot of fun. And there was a sort of bit at the end of it really where there's a bit of flirting going on. You
enjoyed that?
And I did. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Great. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. That's it, Mary. Please just tell us your name.
My name's Annette Ross.
Thanks, Annette. And then, Annette, could you just tell us what was the last job that you have done in terms of acting, and what was it that you most enjoyed about that job?
Right. Well, actually, the last job I did acting was quite an unusual job. It was for an artist, and he got a group of singers together, and we were practicing singing on an island in Epping Forest, and then we had to take out boats in Epping Forest. There's a lake in Epping Forest, and we all had to sing in harmony, rowing on boats around Epping Forest, which was quite good fun. And I think the thing I liked most about it was just being out in the open air. It was a really pleasant job to do, being in among the trees and all the light was coming down, and yeah, a pleasant way to spend a few days.
Sounds absolutely great. Thank you very much.
Anna, when you're ready.
Okay. Okay, my name is Claire Lloyd. I'm 35. I live in Essex, and I ride a motorbike. Interesting.
So, could you tell me your name, please?
Valencia Harris.
Okay, Valencia, thank you for coming in. Can you tell us a bit about the last acting job that you undertook and what you really enjoyed about that?
The last one I had was a corporate training film. It was a scenario on management and chairing board meetings, and basically it was to show how not to do it and then the proper way. So we did 2 same scenarios, one with all the mistakes and everything going wrong that you could imagine, and then the second shoot we did was everything going smoothly and good communication. So it was almost like a comedy in a way.
Okay, and what did you enjoy about that?
I enjoyed doing kind of 2 takes of the same scene, basically.
Okay. And what other testimonial type work have you done?
I did a testimonial for iSteam Professional, which was a combination iron steamer. It was rented in a really beautiful house. I was playing a young mum doing the ironing of children's clothing and steaming some curtains and using it all over the house, and then giving a testimonial like while I was using it.
I understand. That's great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's great, Liz. Okay, so we'll be coming back to you next week.
Okay.